Beginning. Probably the most exciting part of any process, any human experience, is the beginning. Where does it all come from? The Big Bang or something else? I don't know. The beginning of my career, for example, was something I remember in detail, whereas the success of my career, I don't remember the details. I just remember the bigger picture. But the beginning, I remember specifically. Inspiration is an obsession of mine. Constantly searching to be inspired, constantly searching for subjects, for songs, ideas, themes, looking for spiritual muses or romantic muses or stories, characters. Inspiration is very mysterious. It's like fishing. Sometimes you throw a line in the river and you get nothing. Other days, you catch a fish. A secret to success. I don't have a secret. First of all, I'm lucky. And after you get lucky, you have to get really smart. I'm halfway there. Genres in music are not helpful. Their names, their labels. I try and avoid them. If someone asks me to describe my music or give it a label, I ignore them, or I say, that's not my job. My job is to avoid them. My job is to escape them, to transcend them. Because for me, music is a continuum. It's one language. There are many styles within that language, but I like to access all of them. I like to play with musicians who have the facility to go from one genre to another, if you like. But really, for me as a musician, they simply don't exist. New music. I've just completed an album called 57th and 9th. It's different because I gave myself a very limited amount of time to create it in, maybe 3 months tops. That pressure, that limitation gave it an urgency that it may not have had if I'd had an infinite amount of time to finish it. And so there's an immediacy about it, there's a directness about it, there's a simplicity to it, which might be surprising to someone who's listened to me for the last 10 years. But surprise is the most important element in any music. 57th and 9th is the name of an intersection between 57th Street on Manhattan and 9th Avenue. I would cross that every day on the way to work. I live on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, and to get to my studio in Hell's Kitchen, I would cross this intersection. I have to be very careful crossing that road because it's a two-way street, and cab drivers are notorious for running people over, so I had to stay awake. The walk to and from work inspired lots of ideas. New York is a very stimulating environment, architecturally, socially, the noise, the clamor. And so it became a character on the record. Even though I'm not singing about New York in the songs, the intensity of New York is a characteristic of the album, which is called 57th and 9th. That was a commercial. Energetic, noisy, and thoughtful are all words which apply to me. I can be all three in the same moment sometimes. It's important to have energy. It's important to be thoughtful. And the balance between those things is something that's important to me. I live a life of extremes, of extreme attention. You know, I'm standing in front of thousands of people singing my songs in the spotlight, and then the other extreme of being completely isolated. So to maintain one's sanity, you have to find a median level between those intensities. And largely, I've done it. So those three words describe me very well. Collaborations. I've been very fortunate in my career to have worked with some people who I admire greatly, who've inspired me, who've taught me things, and then to share the stage with them or share a recording studio with them, share a song with them is a great privilege and something that I hope will continue to happen as life progresses. It's always been stimulating though. How would I describe myself to a blind person? Actually just through touch, just putting their hands on my face and my smell. I have a distinctive aura. You might find that pleasant or unpleasant, I don't know. But words, I'm not sure words would mean that much. I would rather do it through the other senses. Weakness. We all have weaknesses. I'm not sure I want to tell you what my weakness is at all, but I do have them. I also have strengths, and I think the human being finds, again, a balance between his strengths or her strengths and his or her weaknesses, and I think that's how we navigate life. So it's important to accept that you have weaknesses, and it's important to play to your strengths. Leisure. It's important to have leisure. I do have moments of relaxation and fun and spontaneity and joy, and sometimes that coincides with my work, so I'm very lucky to have a job that actually I would do for nothing because it gives me so much pleasure and joy and feels like leisure even though it's hard work. So I'm very fortunate in that. Probably not unique, but my work is my leisure. My fans in Asia, I'm always very grateful that you're there. I always like to go there and visit and tour there because the cultures are so different and so stimulating, and I learn a great deal. And please invite me back. I'd love to come back. You know, world peace, joy, happiness, friendship, good stuff.